G'day boys. So over last week we looked at thousandths, okay, and decimal fractions that go to the thousandths. So just a quick recap of what we've looked at so far. Okay, so if we've got this decimal fraction here, 4.352, okay, we know that everything left of the decimal point, so in this instance 4, okay, is our whole numbers, okay, so we've got 4 wholes. What the 3 represents, okay, is our tenths. We've already looked at that this year. Okay, that's our tenths. We've also already looked at what our 5 represents, which is our hundredths. Okay. And this week in particular, this is the part that we've been looking at the most, which is our third decimal point, which is actually the thousandths. Okay, so if we look at our thousandths, okay, we're looking at numbers, we're looking at parts of a thousand. Okay, so in this particular instance, we've got 352 parts of 1,000, okay, which make up a whole. So how we write this, okay, the way that we write this out in words is, and we spoke about this particularly, equals 4, okay, because there's 4 wholes, and 352 thousandths. Okay, so that particular, for this particular problem, this is our word. This is how we write it out in words. 4, so 4 wholes and 352 thousandths. You've got to make sure you've got the thousands at the end, boys. That's super, super important. Okay. Now, if we were to expand this number, okay, to make it look like, to work out what each value, well, how much value each number has, okay, this is how we do it. We've got 4 wholes, so we've got 4 plus. Now, this 3 is in the tenths column, so that would look like as a decimal 0.3. Then we need to add on what comes next. Well, we got the hundredths, and that's a value of 5. So our decimal would look like 0.05 because it's the second decimal place. That's why we put a 0 here to represent the tenths column. We've already done the tenths, which is a 3. Now we've got the hundredths, which is a 5, and we just put a 0 there. Now if we follow this pattern, what do you think our 2 equals? Well, okay, I'm sure you guessed right, 0.002. Okay, and that's how we expand this particular fraction, a decimal fraction. Now, what does 4 and 352 thousandths look like as a fraction? Well, we've got 4 wholes, so we know that we're going to have 4 wholes there. And as I said, we've got 352 parts of 1,000, so that means our fraction would be 352 over 1,000. And that's what our fraction, that's what this looks like as a common fraction. Okay, hopefully that's a little bit clearer. Okay, a little bit clearer. Now, let's have another one. Let's have a go at another one, okay, down here. So, we've got 3.019. So, what's that look like as in words? Well, that equals 3 wholes, okay, 3 and 19 thousandths. Okay, still less than here. Okay, so that's 3 and 19 thousandths. Now, if we were to expand this number, okay, it would be 3 plus nothing. Because there's nothing in the tenths column, we don't need to write anything there, boys. So now we go to the next value, which is our hundredths. So it's 1, so it would be 0.01, because remember we've got nothing in the tenths column, plus 0.009. Okay, hopefully that's a little bit clearer now on how to expand. Okay, now the last one is, what does this look like as a fraction? Okay, it's a little bit tricky. So we've got 3 wholes. Now we've only got, because we're working with 3 decimal places, we're still working with thousands. So our fraction would look like 19 over 1,000. So even though there's a 0 there, it's still over 1,000, okay? Because if you get, say, a number in, like, say you get a number that's 27 over 1,000, and you got to convert that to a decimal fraction. Well, it would still be 0.027 because we're still working with thousands. Hopefully that's made it a little bit simpler for you boys, and if you have any questions, make sure you ask.